I've decided not to activate. I don't want to activate unless I think I can make at least a 100 contact.
Yeah, Roger that. I can understand that. I can definitely appreciate it. You say y'all come up to a 5'9". I've got you about a 5'6", 56 over in the peaks.
Okay, we doubled there slightly. You didn't hear me again, please?
Yeah, I heard you say I come up to a 5'9", and in the peaks you're peaking about a 5'6", over.
Okay, well that's decent. And what's your name and location? Over.
Yeah, the name's Richie. And I'm over in Chandler, just south of Chandler, Oklahoma, which is pretty much about an hour east of Oklahoma City. Over.
Okay, very good, Richie. Have you got a computer logging program that we worked before? Over.
Yeah, it looks like we've worked several times. I'm thinking probably some park activations, but I don't know. I'm trying to see. Looks like we've worked, golly, probably a total of 5 times. Over.
Yeah, I am a active activator, so to speak. So I've gotten the summer off. I'll be doing a lot of photos. And, but today it's just, the band is coming a little bit to life. So we'll see. I will probably not activate today.
Yeah, I can understand that. Well, we've had a lot of rain. In between rain and work, I hadn't really been able to get out and do much POTA. But definitely love to make it happen when I can. I set out, I was going to try to Saturday, but the rain fouled me up. I've worked a few stations. I've hunted a few stations this evening, so you may get lucky out there. I don't know.
Yeah, you just never know. There's not a lot of signals. You're my, let's see, 1, 2, the fourth contact here. And I've been here for, let's see, since 3:50, almost an hour.
Yeah, I got you there. Well, Bud, you're kind of starting to fade on me. I do appreciate you coming to the call, and I did finally get the live stream up, so if you check out the channel, you may have before, I don't know, it's Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Victor Quebec, the raw ham, and you'd hear what you hear, what I'm hearing on my end, over.
Oh, so you're live on YouTube at this moment, correct?
Yeah, Roger that. Like I say, when you answered my call, I was just fixing to set it up and get it rolling. I wasn't expecting anybody to answer. But you timed it perfect, Roger.
Wow. Well, I'm honored to be, Richie, your first contact. And I assume this is a live stream, or maybe you will post it a little bit later. How does that work?
No, it's a live stream. Like I say, you check my channel out. It's my call sign, the raw ham, and it's live. And like I say, you're the first one, and we're going on near about 4 minutes now. Over.
Wonderful. I'll let you make some other contacts. I would check right now, but I have no internet connection from my location. I am semi-remote here. Well, Richie, and look forward to our next Tuesday. KJ5, the Golf Victor Queen, November 9, Foxtrot, Alpha Lima, Potable 7. 7-3.
Hey, 7-3 to you too, Mark. I'm glad to get you in the log again, and especially with these band conditions the way they are. But definitely glad we made contact, and look forward to doing it again real soon. You have a great day now. This is KJ5, GVQ. All right, I hear a Kilo Quebec 4, Yankee something. Man, you're way down in my noise. Try to help me out. Man, you're gonna have to try again, bud. I couldn't make you out. Try one more time. All right, I think I got Kilo Quebec 4, Yankee November, QSL. Roger that, my friend. I don't think we're going to be able to rag you very much. I've got you about a 3-3, 33, over. I don't know if you copied my 33. I'd love to get a report from you. I'm sending you a 33, Roger. Copy the 5-3 in Georgia. Definitely copy the 5-3 in Georgia. I've got you in the log and streaming you live on YouTube, although I don't know there's much for you to listen to, Roger. All right, my friend, I couldn't make that out, but hey, you have a great evening, and I appreciate you coming to the call. 73, my friend. All right, this is KJ5 GVQ to Raw Ham, calling CQ on 20, CQ 20, Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Victor Quebec, CQ and listening.
Kilo Charlie Tango, KJ5 JBQ, KB5 GVQ, Kilo November 4, Uniform Tango Romeo, copy.
All right, there's several of y'all in there, but that Kilo November 4 Uniform Tango, was it Romeo?
QSL, that's hitting it on the button, buddy.
Hey, Roger that. I think you might have my call wrong, but you are booming in from Florida, I gotta say. Beautiful 5'9". I wasn't looking at it, but you probably about 10 over in Oklahoma. And my call is Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Victor Quebec.
Roger, I put a B instead of a D. Okay, it's Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Victor Quebec. QSL?
QSL, bud. Looks like this is the first time we worked. That's an interesting picture you got up on QRZ there. Nice looking station, Roger.
Roger on that. Well, I'm trying to work on it as we speak. This and that and the other. But anyway, I can still talk barefooted. Whereabouts in Oklahoma are you located, buddy?
I'm a little south of a town called Chandler. I'm actually got a Chandler address, which is about an hour east of Oklahoma City, about 20 minutes north of Shawnee, America. Roger?
Roger on that. I got a couple of friends who live over in Ada. I don't know where that is from you, if you even know where Ada is. It's a small town. And I've never been able to talk to them, so I'm going to have to get one of them on the phone and say, hey, let's try this.
Hey, Roger that. Ada is about an hour and 15 minutes south of me. And I work a repeater down there every now and again from the QTH. Roger?
Roger on that. Well, you're doing a fine job. You're doing all 5'9" plus, probably about a 5'10", 5'9", 5'10", somewhere along in there. You're doing a good job. Sounding fantastic down here in Central Florida.
Hey, man, well, I appreciate it, and the same goes for you. I've got you around 10 over. You dropped a little bit there a minute ago, but, yeah, you're sounding amazing. And just let you know, I've got it streaming live on YouTube, and if you want to look up my channel. We're at about the 9-minute mark, 8.5-minute mark. You'll hear what your station sounded like up here in Oklahoma. Roger?
Roger on that. Yeah, I have to look you up for. What's the name of your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's my call, Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Victor Quebec, the Raw Ham. Roger?
Roger on that raw ham. Okie dokie. I'll try to poke my nose in there and give you a listen. Give you a look. Well, like I say, good to hear from you. As soon as I get off from here, I will get you in my log. And it's a fantastic talking to you. And maybe we'll do this thing again. Next time I hear again, I'll definitely try to come back to you.
Hey, sounds like a plan there, Bud. I'm glad you come to the call. Glad to the first time get you in the log, and I'll get us locked in QRZ and Logbook of the World. I don't know what all you do, but I generally push to LOTW about once, twice a week. But it'll get in QRZ as soon as I hit the log button, Roger.
Roger on that. All right, buddy. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for your comeback, and you have a fantastic day. We're sitting here just happened to walk by the shack and decided, let me go over here and see what's anybody talking about. So glad I did, because I would have missed your call. Now, you have a fantastic day. Have a good week. And Kilo November 4, a Uniform Tango Romeo. We are clear with Kilo Juliet 5, Gulf Victor, Quebec.
Roger. Appreciate you coming in there. 73, my friend. QRZ.
No, Kilo
Charlie 3, Hotel Papa Tango.
Quebec, Bravo.
All right, I think that was a Kilo Charlie 3, maybe?
Kilo Charlie 3, Hotel Papa Tango.
Quebec, Bravo.
All right, I've got the Kilo Charlie 3 Hotel Papa Tango. The other Kilo Charlie 3, stand by. I'll pick you up here in a minute. How you doing, my friend? You coming in here booming, 5'9", probably 10 over, Roger?
I can't believe that. I'm just running 50 watts on an end-fed wire sloper. Just a piece of wire in a tree.
Well, I tell you what, man, go to check out my YouTube channel. I did lie. You wasn't 10 over. I think you was 5 over. I was looking at the needle just then. But seriously, man, that thing sounds amazing. And that's why I like to do this, so people can hear what their rig sounds like. Roger?
Roger. I got you 5 over here in Maryland.
Hey man, if it sound like we got a good pipeline, I'm gonna drop my power and see if we can't work a little QRP. If you're good with that.
Yeah, I can do that.
Hey, I'm dropped down to 10 whiskeys. 10 whiskeys. How copy?
Got you a 5 on the S meter.
All right, I copied 5 on the S meter. This Yaesu will only let me go to 5, so that's 5 whiskeys right there.
Here's down to 10. I heard you fine at 5. This is 10 whiskeys here.
Roger, I was looking right at the needle and you was bumping a 6, a S6. Roger, if you want to go lower.
Oh, you're fading out now.
Hey, Roger, that I heard you on your 10 whiskeys. You was a S6, Roger.
Roger. I'm back up to 50 again.
Yeah, I went on ahead and rolled back up to 100. That's pretty neat, though, man. We got a little pipeline going. I love to work QRP. I don't know if you ever check in with the QRP single sideband net. They run a net on Sunday evenings, and they stream live on YouTube. Roger?
Roger. Yeah, I kind of collect guys that do the YouTube channel. I got them, and I've got you now, and there's a guy that does the Sunday afternoon, whatever, getaway or whatever you call it there. I do that, and I've actually got one guy in Europe that I picked up there on the YouTube channel also.
Oh, Roger that, yeah. It's a fun thing, and I always like to let people hear what they sound like. I love working people that do this, just for it. Roger?
Roger, yeah, I'd like to do it myself, but I usually don't run that much power. I don't know if I'd reach out to that many people. Usually I'm only running 50 watts.
Yeah, but that 50 watts will get it done. I mean, I'm running 100's what I'm running. What kind of rig you on? I'm on a FT710.
That's why we're talking so well together. I'm on an FT710 also.
Yeah, man, that's an outstanding radio. I absolutely love it. Tickled to death that that's the one I settled on. I was going back and forth. I had a ham give me a FT757 GX2. And it finally let go on me, and so I was bit by the bug. I had to get another HF rig, and this is the one I went with, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I've only been a ham since December of last year, about 6-7 months, and I'm really liking it.
Yeah, Roger that. I'm right there with you. I got my General last August. Over.
Same here. I got my General in August, but I didn't buy a radio until December.
Yeah, roger that. Well, that ham, I met him on a repeater, and he told me he'd make me a deal on that rig. And anyway, he said he'd make me a deal on it if I passed my General. He wound up giving it to me. Over.
That sounds good. Okay, I'm going to let you go. I'm sure you got other people waiting here. So I'm going to say 73, Kilo Charlie 3, Hotel Papa Tango. I'm clear.
Roger that, Daniel. I appreciate you coming in there. It's the first time I got you in a log. 73, my friend. There was a Kilo Charlie 3 that I asked to stand by, hoping you're still there. Kilo Charlie 3.
Kilo Charlie 3, Zulu, Quebec, Bravo.
Kilo Charlie 3, Zulu, Quebec, Bravo. QSL?
QSO. Good evening here from Pennsylvania. Zulu Delta Whiskey.
All right, Zulu Delta Whiskey, stand by. I'll try to get you next. Kilo Charlie 3, Zulu Quebec Bravo. Stefan, looks like this is our first QSO, Roger.
Roger, Richard. That's our first QSO. Yeah, I'm here up in Pennsylvania, as you probably already see on QRSat. Same thing I see you in Oklahoma.
Yeah, roger that. I see you. Looks like you must be standing up by a dam or something on that picture. Over.
Yeah, I did. Just a couple of years ago, I was over a dam in
Bud, you faded down in the noise. Now, when you first called earlier, you was around a 5'9", but whenever I started calling you back, I had you about a 5'6". Over.
Roger, let me give you a couple of more whiskeys and see if that helps.
Yeah, I'm standing by.
All right, see, does this make a difference here?
Oh, yeah, you bumping a S8, but, man, great audio. That thing sounds amazing. Over.
Thank you very much. Well, what do you think what radio I'm using?
Well, I don't know. Since me and the other guy was talking about the 710, I'm going to say you're running a 710 as well.
Well, this is now the FDDX10, but no worries. I also have a 710, what I use from my mobile operation, and I picked this one up for a good price, so I can leave my 710 up at my camper. So, but I love the 710 too. What I really love on the 710, I can drive pretty much everything with a mouse. I don't need push any buttons. I don't have to wear out any buttons on the radio, and that's what I love on the 710. And of course the top receiver in there. It's just a fantastic radio. That whole series there from Yasu is a top-notch radio. 710 all the way up to the 101. You know, he only good reports there.
Hey, roger that. I know what you're talking about. I love to work QRP. That's the only drawback is I can't go below 5 watts. But I'm working on building me an attenuator for that. But, yeah, man, the audio on this thing and the receive quality. I've got a friend of mine that's got that DX10. He really loves it as well. I don't know, but, man, and I got another ham that has got a 710. We're pretty tight. Matter of fact, he's texting me now. I'll have to holler at him here in a bit. But, yeah, I love my 710.
I do love the 710, too. Well, like I said, it's I'm only have my ham license like you also about since last year, September. And the 710, I picked it up at a local ham fest for a good price. And I love that radio. It was easy to learn and excellent. The 710 has a couple of more buttons and you do a little bit more from the front panel and not through the menus. But I tell you what, the 710 is a great radio, especially if you start out with a ham radio.
Yeah, I gotta totally agree with you. Everybody was kind of scaring me off. I thought about going with that 7300, but I'm glad I went with this one. I'm like you say with the mouse controls. I've got a little I don't know if you check my YouTube channel out, you'll see I got the radio in a Go box with a battery, and then I got a little makeshift monitor up top that I use, and so I mean it doesn't show up well on the camera, but man, it works good with my old eyes, Roger.
Yeah. As you can see in my shed, I have a computer monitor on this one too, and there were some people that had some trouble with the monitors and the pinout. They use the HD setup, and there is some issues. But I'm going direct with the HDMI from the radio direct into the monitor, and I have no trouble at all, and it looks beautiful, you know. So these radios are just great radios.
Yeah, Roger that. I agree with you, man. Oh, that's a nice looking place you got there. I see your antenna there. Yeah, that's a cool looking rig. Oh yeah, I see your monitor there now as well. Well, all right, man. Well, look, it's good to get you in the log. I want to try to make a few more contacts. I got another Zulu standing by, so I don't want to have him holding too long. But I do appreciate it. And check out my channel, and you can hear what you sound like over here on my end. Now, I got us in the log as a 5'9" both ways, because you come on up there, Roger.
Roger, yeah, you're a 5'9" up here, too. Yeah, that's sure. Yeah, let's stop here, and maybe we catch up again. And I know there's people standing by, and every signal on the band right now is a hot signal. So 73, and thank you for picking me up, and you have a good evening and a couple of more good contacts. 73, my friend.
Roger, 73 to you as well, and hope we get to work another time. There was a Zulu station. This is Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Victor, Quebec. I asked the Zulu station to stand by. Come on in there, Zulu.
Kilo Charlie 3, Zulu Delta Whiskey.
Kilo Charlie 3, Zulu Delta Whiskey. Man, I appreciate your patience there. How are you doing on this fine afternoon?
I'm doing fine. I guess you go by Richie. Is that it? Well, doing fine here. Weather in northeastern Papa Alpha is terrible. Rain. It's good radio weather. And boy, you're coming to northeastern Pennsylvania. You're booming. You're 5'9", and you have great audio. You?
Hey, Roger, I appreciate the flowers on the great audio and booming in. You had come in real good. You kind of faded there in the middle of your transmission, but still sounding good. I've got you probably a 5'7", Roger.
With the conditions, I'll take 5'7" all day, Richie.
Hey, I heard that, man. The conditions are something else nowadays. It's just been ugly here. You know what? Last month, 2 months.
Yes, I've been monitoring the space weather, and the sun's angry. A lot of weird things happen solar.
Yeah, Roger that. I always keep my eyes open over on the ham clock there, and I'm like, man, I don't even know if I'm gonna get to make any contacts, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. I follow the NASA thing, and it gives the K-index, and it gives the flares.
Yeah, Roger that. I hear you. Well, man, it looks like this is the first time we worked also, and it's pretty cool to get two Pennsylvanias right there together.
Yes, it is. It's a pleasure to make contact with you, and I'll get you in the log. And you enjoy your, you said that you're on YouTube also. I'll have to go over and check that out. But 73 to you, Reggie.
Yeah, man, do that. I appreciate it. And normally I do a net on Wednesdays. And so I generally, you look on my QRZ, I usually do it on 40, but with the band the way it's been, I've been doing it on 20. So maybe you can jump in on it one evening. All right, my friend. Well, 73s, and thanks again for your patience and coming to the call.
Roger that. Hey, listen, I have to run for 73 with you.
All right, this is Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Victor, Quebec, the Raw Ham, calling CQ on 20 and listening.
Kilo Alpha 7, Kilo Tango Whiskey.
All right, was that Kilo Alpha 7?
Kilo Echo 7, Kilo Tango Whiskey.
All right, I got the Kilo Echo 7. Man, you're kind of down in my noise. Help me out with that suffix. Man, you just went way down in the weeds. I can't hear you as well as I did a minute ago. I got Kilo Echo 7. Try it one more time.
Kilo Echo 7. Kilo Tango Whiskey.
Kilo Tango Whiskey. All right, I got you in there that time. James, from, where are you at, Montana? Yeah, roger that. Well, man, I'm going to go and exchange signal reports with you. I've got you about a 4-4 in the peaks, roger?
Thank you. I have you about...
All right, you went down in the weeds. Did you say 5-5? Was it 5-5, roger?
Sorry, I missed your last transmission.
All right, I say I give you 4-4. I think you may have said 5-5 for me. Can you give me a roger?
I gave you about a 5-6, 5-7.
Copy 5-6-5-7. All right, well, I'm going to put 5-7 in the log. Man, hey, I appreciate you coming to the call. It's the first time I've got you in the log, and I hope maybe next time we can work under better conditions. QSL?
73, please.
73, my friend. Thanks again for coming to the call and your patience. This is KJ5 GVQ, QRZ.
Kilo 0.
I heard a Kilo 0. Is that my buddy Kevin? Kilo 0 Kilo Kilo Lima Bravo? Hey, man, I can barely read you. I'm thinking you must be on about 10 watts. Over.
210 whiskey. I'm up to 10 whiskey now. Over.
Hey, that made all the difference in the world. I got a S5 on you.
QSL, you're about 20 over S9 here. Over.
Hey, roger that, roger that. Well, you keep coming up. I don't know what you're doing, but the band's playing nice now.
Yeah, roger. Just stop it.
Hey, roger that. You know, I didn't even think about turning the chat on. You may have jumped in there earlier. Did you happen to see that email I sent you this morning?
Yeah, I saw that about Bill. He's on the air now, and I told him he's got bragging rights now because he got down to 1 watt.
Yeah, roger that. I heard that, man. I was like, man, if he can only get a little bit lower, and then he could have turned the disco lights on.
That's right. He just needed to go a little lower. That's too funny. But no, we had a good time. I'm glad he stopped by there. Over.
Yeah, well, I got his antenna up. Let's see, it was, I think it was either a week or 2 weeks after Memorial Day. A group of us went down and put it up, and then I didn't get to come back for like another week. And then I had 10 meters up for him, and I took it down and added a bunch of elements to it to try to get him some more bands. Roger?
Yeah, that's definitely gonna provide him a lot of entertainment there on 20 meters. He can play some ham radio on HF and kind of experience.
Yeah, you kind of faded on me, but I heard what you said there. You just faded at the end. Yeah, man, he's a really nice guy. I got to meet him and his wife, you know, and I've been over there several times, and it just tickled me to be able to help him. When I'd first, he had mentioned, you know, about he'd got an antenna and a rig, and he was wanting somebody to set him up. Well, I told him to shoot me an email, and I never heard from him. And then, I don't know, a couple of months later, he was on the repeater saying that he had that mast, and we was able to link up and make it happen.
Yeah, that's awesome, and it worked for him, so that's even better. He'll have fun with that. Let's see, what time is it? Are we almost 00 hours, a few more minutes away from International QRP Day, Roger?
I didn't realize that. What's going on today? Are you saying it's at 7?
Tuesday, June 17th, National QRP Day. So we've just got a few minutes before we turn the clock over to 00.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, it's fixing to. Yeah, we're going to change here shortly. Now, but what's going on for National QRP Day?
It's just it's a day designated for international QRPers, and I don't know, it's just something, you know.
Got you there. I didn't know if it might have been some type of a contest or something associated with it.
No contest, just recognition. Go out and do some QRP radio.
Yeah, roger that. Well, that's pretty amazing with the conditions the way they are. You're coming in with a, like I say, you've come on up to about a 5.7, over.
Yeah, Roger, I got my fan dipole up, and you're on the tips of it, so you're not even broadside, so I'm just glad that I can get through to you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hey, have you ever run that thing on Whisper to see kind of what directionality you're getting out of it?
Yeah, it's inverted V, so that helps me, and it's pretty much omnidirectional. Both east and west and south. A lot of Whisper stations north of us, so it's pretty much dead zone up there, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I think, if I remember correctly, my 20 meter is running northwest and southeast. I got mine pulled in all different directions.
Yeah, that's right. Broadside, different directions. That seems to work pretty well for you.
Yeah, roger that. I'm impressed with it. I'm tickled with it, and it and it helps with the wind load on my mast, because I've got I think I got around 20 foot of EMT out of the top of my tower with about another 4 foot of exposed PVC to try to get my antenna away from the metal, over.
Yeah, roger that. So what's the height at the peak of there, over?
Man, it is it's just shy of 50 feet.
Oh, wow, you're 5 feet higher than me. I'm 45 at the top of the wood pole, over.
Roger, I got you. Well, I've got some more tower. I plan on putting a second one up, probably somewhere around 40 feet, and I've got a rotor for it, and I may add another 10 foot to this one. I've got a bunch of tower. I took one down. Me and Joey and ZIR took one down, and then right after that, one of my Elmers wanted me to buy some, and I couldn't tell him no.
Yeah, roger that. So, well, that sounds great. I'll be anxious to hear that news. If you get it up and get it running, get that on the QRP net some night there, over.
Roger that. I'm thinking on trying to rob an idea, say, from the DX Commander and do it off the side of the tower, and actually not with ground radials. I'm thinking on trying to elevate me some radials. I don't know how it's going to work, but I've got it in my head, along with I still want to put up a delta loop, over.
Yeah, roger. Well, that's where it starts, is in the head. And you kind of work on it from there, and that's all I do myself. So, keep them both up there. We can put a switch on that coax.
Yeah, roger that. I've got a switch ready to do that. I just got to get more antennas up. Well, all right, bud, you're fading on me pretty good, so I'm going to break with you, but I definitely appreciate you coming in.
Roger, thanks for taking my call. Have fun, and sounds like you got a good session tonight, so have fun, and we'll say 7-3.
Roger, man. Thanks again for coming in there, and appreciate the good words last night, man. I'm trying my best to spread the word for y'all, get you more followers. I love what y'all do, man. It's absolutely amazing.
Roger, any word we can get spread, it makes it all the fun. So, thanks again. Have a great night. This is Kilo Zero, Kilo Lima Bravo, over and out.
Roger. 73s will break with Kilo Zero, Kilo Lima Bravo. my buddy up in Iowa. Anybody listening, y'all check him out on Sundays when him and Steve do the QRP net. Now at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Central. Yeah. All right. This is KJ5 GVQ to Raw Ham. Looking for anybody anywhere. Please come. What you call?
Alpha India 7 Alpha Zulu.
November Alpha.
All right. I heard Alpha India 7. I think it was.
Alpha India 7 Alpha Zulu. John in Tucson, Arizona.
November Alpha.
All right, November Alpha, stand by. I'll try to catch you next. And I think you said your name was Tom. Alpha India 7 Alpha Zulu. QSL?
QSL on the call sign. The name here is John, Juliet, Oscar, Hotel, November.
Oh, all right. Yeah, it didn't populate there, John. Looks like first time I've got you in the log, and I've got you about a 5'7", 57 over in Oklahoma. Roger?
Roger that. You're a good 5'9" with great audio here in Tucson, Arizona.
Well, I don't know what you just did, but it definitely changed. I got you about 5 over now. Over?
It was the band, not me. I wish I had the magic, but it's just the radio. Over.
Yeah, roger that. I can understand. The band's just been weird. That's what me and Kevin was talking about a few minutes ago. I don't know. It seemed like the last 2 months have just been awful. So I've got you in there as a 5'9". I guess we'll go 5'9" both ways. What kind of rig you running?
I'm talking to you on my 7300, 100 watts. And let me check which antenna I'm on. I'm on a ham stick dipole. 2 ham sticks about 30 feet in the air. Over.
Hey, roger that, man. Well, it's definitely working. Have you got that set up where you can rotate it, or is it stationary?
Actually, I can't rotate it unless I go outside and Armstrong it. I'm building a hex beam right now, so pretty soon I will have rotator capability. What rig are you running, sir?
Well, I'm running a FT710 with a fan dipole, homebrew fan dipole, where I've taken the elements and I've pulled them in different directions, and I've got the apex at about 50 feet, and the elements are acting like makeshift guy wires for my mast. Over.
QSL, that sounds great. Could you say your call sign and your name one more time for me?
Yeah, roger that. Call is Kilo Juliet 5 Golf Victor Quebec. Go by Richie, and I'm streaming us live on YouTube at KJ5GVQ to Raw Ham. Over.
Oh, roger that. I'll check that out. Yeah, your signal is great. Your audio is great. You sound like you're right in the room here with me. So, what part of Oklahoma are you in, sir?
I'm a transplant. I moved up here in 18, and I live about an hour east of Oklahoma City and about 30 minutes north of Shawnee, America. Over.
Oh, roger that. Yeah, my family originally, some of them are out of Oklahoma, but I've never spent any time there. So they're originally, my family home's in Tennessee originally, but I've been an Arizona boy since I was 5, so this is home for me. Over.
Hey, I understand that. Well, I grew up on a little barrier island south of Mobile, Alabama called Dauphin Island. I call it Dolphin Island, Roger.
Oh, I've heard of that. My mom went to college in Alabama, so she was a roll tide person as opposed to a war eagle, but I guess it just depends on how you land.
Hey, roger that. Roll Tide all the way. I spent some time over in Louisiana before we moved up here, and boy, I used to get them LSU folks heck. Roll Tide.
Yeah, Roll Tide, brother.
Well, all right, man. Well, look, it's the first time I've got you in the log. Don't be a stranger, man. And check that YouTube channel out so you'll see what that audio sounds like. And we'll bid you 73s and hope you have a great rest of the week. Over.
Oh, roger that. This has been a really nice QSO. So you'll hear from me again for sure. So nice to make your acquaintance, Richie. KJ5GVQ. This is Alpha India 7 Alpha Zulu. I'll be clear on your final.
Roger, roger. I'm hoping you got a good email address in your QRZ, and if so, I'll shoot you a card. But other than that, man, you have a great one, and thanks for coming to the call. There was another Zulu station that I asked to stand by. Are you still with us? All right, nothing heard. This is Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Victor Quebec to Raw Ham, calling CQ on 20 and listening.
Well, Whiskey Delta 9. Delta, Whiskey Delta.
Southwest Florida.
All right, Whiskey Delta 9, Delta something, I think it was. Help me out.
Whiskey Delta 9. Delta, Whiskey Delta. Whiskey Delta 9. Dark Winged Duck.
Dark-winged duck. I tell you, it had my brain scrambled to all the D's and the W's. I was worried I was going to mess it up and throw a 40 in there, Roger.
Don't worry, you wouldn't have been the first one. Anyway, you've got a booming 5.9 plus, maybe 5 over in Idaho today, Indian Delta.
Hey, Roger that. Well, you're banking on the 5.9 yourself. I don't know what you're running, and I don't know if it's conditions or if it's me or you, but one of us sounds like we're a little off frequency.
That should be just a little bit better. I was probably off. I'm running 100 watts, just 100 watts Kenwood 590 FG, but I've got a loop antenna. It's 530 feet long. About 20 feet off the ground, and I think that makes a lot of difference for me, is that loop antenna.
Roger that. I've got plans on building me a loop. I hadn't done it yet. I keep working at it. I'm assuming, what are you running, like a 4-to-1 balun on it?
Exactly, a 4-to-1 balun, and I think I have probably about 80 feet of coax getting out there to it. But then there's just a 4-to-1 balun, and yeah, that's just all it is.
Hey, Roger that. What size wire is it that you're using? What gauge wire for your loop?
Roger. It is a 10 gauge, copper stranded, and it is insulated. And the only reason I went that route is because another gentleman who has a similar antenna recommended it. And I know he was putting out a good signal and a good reception, and so I just followed what he recommended. So he has some 10 gauge copper stranded wire.
Hey, man, whatever works. You about killed me, though, when you said 10 gauge. I've got a ton of 18 and some 14, and my fan, that's what it's made out of, is 14. I was going to make it out of 10, but fighting that big old wire I couldn't do it. So I don't know what I'm going to end up with, but one day I'm going to get it. I'm an elevator man, and I've got a ton of old scrap wire. Over.
Oh, very good. Yeah. Well, you know what? I do know some that are using 14. So, you know what? If you've got it, use it. I think you'll like it. I really do.
Hey, Roger that. I'm going to try it one day. I've got some more tower I need to get put up, and I'm really glad to hear that you've got yours about 20 foot. I want it to get about 30, but I don't know with the equipment or with the EMT and whatnot that I have on hand that I'm going to be able to get it that high. So I'm going to shoot to get it around 20. Now, are you in a sky loop, like a square, rectangle, or are you in a triangle configuration?
Well, it's hard to say. It's closest to a rectangle, but on one short side, in order to get it where I needed it to go, one side kind of goes off on a strange angle, and then the long side comes back on another angle to, I had a bunch of trees in the way, and I had a big barn in the way, and so I had to kind of work around those a little bit. So it's close to a rectangle, but not exactly.
Hey, I got you there. Well, I'm shooting to get mine in a triangle and going to feed it from one of the points if all goes well. Now, I hadn't really measured everything out, but I think it's going to work. But we're going to see once I get there. Over.
Oh, I think it'll work. I've got another friend who's got one. You cannot describe the shape it's in because he kind of went down one side of his house and around the backyard and back up the other side of the house and kind of back almost on top of itself behind the house and across over to the other side. It's the strangest doggone shape, but it's what he had to do to get 500 plus speed up. And it worked. It worked awesome for him. So I think it's just a matter of, getting it out there. And, if it doesn't work, you can always try something else.
Hey, Roger that, Don. I'm with you. You gotta do what works for you. You know, I mean, it's not a cookie cutter world, and I'm a firm believer in that. But I'm curious about this old tractor that you're standing in front of. Man, that thing looks like it's been around for a little while, but I bet it does a wonderful job.
Exactly. Well, my dad bought that when I was 6 years old. And it was used. He didn't buy it brand new, but it's a 1952 McCormick. And the model number of that tractor is WD9. And that's where I put my call sign together, was WD9 and then my initials, DWD.
All right, Don. Well, I am glad that we run across, and I'm glad I asked you about that tractor, because I wouldn't have known. That's a heck of a good little call sign you got there. I love it. Now, it is a little bit of a mind and a tongue twister, but hey, it works, right?
Pump, and it would run 3/4 of a mile of sprinkler. But we traded it off. Didn't trade it off. We retired it from the field because we could afford a hydraulic tractor with hydraulics and power steering, and that old girl does not have any of that. But it is a lot of horsepower. That there is a farming tractor, no question about it. A lot of weight, a lot of power in it.
Hey, Roger that, man. We kind of doubled there. But I was talking about it. I'm glad I asked you about the tractor, so now I know that about your call sign, and I'm going to actually drop that in my comments on a note. That's pretty neat, bud.
Well, I like the call sign. It is kind of tongue twisting, and I always have to get asked twice to say it again because of the DWD. And so, but anyway, it's fitting, it's personal, and, Anyway, that old tractor has a modern parade. It'll still run. I can go out and start it, and it starts on gas, you warm it up, and then you switch it over to diesel. But, it'll run. It's been in some parades, it's been in some active tractor shows around Idaho and Utah.
Man, that's pretty neat. That is pretty neat. Well, all right, buddy. Well, look, it's the first time we worked, and I'm glad we did, and I'm glad you got to share that story with me on the tractor. You're kind of starting to fade a little bit, so I don't want to lose you, so I figure we better wrap things up. But definitely good chatting with you, and glad to meet you down the coax this evening.
Likewise. I'm usually out hunting barks on the air right now, but you had such a strong signal booming in here, I said to myself, I'm going to just stop in and say hello. And that hello turned into, almost 10 minutes, so. Hey, I enjoyed the visit. And I didn't write the call sign down, but I think it's KJ5 DVD, Zulu Victor Delta. Correct you on that, I might have it wrong. Well, anyway, I'll go ahead and say 73 and sign off and listen for your call. And you take care. Thanks for the visit. WD9DWD.
Hey, Roger that, bud. Yeah, let me give you a correction on that call. It's Kilo Juliet 5 Golf Victor Quebec. Kilo Juliet 5 Golf Victor Quebec. And I've actually had it streaming live on YouTube, and we're about the 48-minute mark now. So if you want to check the channel out, you'll hear what you sound like down here in Oklahoma. And the channel is my call, Kilo Juliet 5 Golf Victor Quebec, the raw ham. Over.
Okay. Kilo Juliet 5 Golf Victor Quebec. I got it now, man. Raw ham. I will check that out for sure. Anyway, 73, and you have yourself a great evening over there in Oklahoma.
Roger, Don, 73s. Anybody else out there? This is KJ5 GVQ calling CQ and listening.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Papa Whiskey Lima, Southwest Florida.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Papa Lima Whiskey. Man, you come over the top of everybody. You got to be at least 20 over.
Man, you're 5'9 plus. You're coming in great. Hey, man, I just heard, as I was passing through the band, I heard you was from Dauphin Island, Alabama. I'm from over in Gulf Shores. Back to you.
Hey, Roger that. Now, you said you was in Florida. Did I get your call right? I'm showing you in Georgia. Are you vacationing?
Negative is Kilo, Quebec 4, Papa Whiskey Lima.
All right, I'm glad I asked because I had it as Lima Whiskey.
Well, that's close. No cigar, though.
Hang on one second. This logger is not wanting to play nice. Milford, I got you in there now. You kind of faded on me a little bit, but man, you was booming in here to begin with there, Roger.
Roger. Well, we got a little bit of fade going on, but you came back really strong just now. You faded a little bit prior, but man, it's strong as a garlic milkshake.
I love me some garlic now. I don't know how well it'd be in a milkshake, but I put it in everything else, especially my cheese grits. Yeah, that's something, man. You said you was from Gulf Shores. My dad used to have a bait shop on Dauphin Island, and my mother was actually born on the island. She was hatched over there. That was before a bridge, and her mama missed the boat. Over.
Yeah, man, that's good times. I grew up down there. Went to Murphy High School in 1965.
Roger, well, I went to high school there at Alba, elementary and high school. I did kind of bounce around a little bit between there. Went to St. Margaret's for a little bit in Ballabetry and the school on the island there, Roger.
Roger. Yeah, we my wife and I owned a dive shop over in Gulf Shores till about 4 years ago. We sold it down under dive shop right there, going into Gulf Shores on the right.
Oh, I got you there. Yeah, I wouldn't have known much about that, although I did put several elevators in over in Gulf Shores and over towards Destin and, well, the whole beach. You know how that goes.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Yeah. Graduated from Alabama, and then I went off in the military and then went off out in the world, lived overseas, lived in Europe for about 5 years, lived in China for a year. I've been, kind of went all over the world. Then I retired and bought the dive shop. Back to you.
Well, that's pretty interesting there. Now, I never did get in on any of that. I don't know. I don't reckon I was made for it. I thought about going in the Coast Guard, but yeah, that didn't work out. And I wound up, I was a refrigeration man for years, and started doing building management there in Mobile. I had in a couple of other states, and then when Alabama went to having elevator inspectors is when I got in the elevator trade. Over.
I got you. Well, as long as they're building up, business is good, huh?
Well, it's up and down, you know.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I couldn't help that. Well, man, I don't know if I guess you heard. I got you streaming live on YouTube. You have to check that thing out when the band's playing nice. You got a really beautiful, nice signal. Audio sounds great. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm on a 991 pushing just 100 watts on an end-fed. Use a desktop Yaesu desktop microphone. So it's been pretty good too. It's only end-fed puts out. You know, I do a pretty good bit of DXing on it. Thinking about putting me up a vertical if I can get it through the HOA.
Yeah, I got you there with the HOA. Well, I've got a big fan dipole homebrew, and I made up a little vertical that I use a fish. It's actually, I don't know if you ever run across that guy. I think it's the Budget Ham on YouTube. He does what they call the poor man's POTA performer. I kind of mimicked his, and then of course I put my own spin on it. But yeah, it's not real tall. It works great, easy to pack up and down. So it might be something you might want to check out. Over.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'll absolutely do that. I'm always into trying to do stuff. I do a pretty good bit of POTA work, or at least I have after the band blew up. But yeah, when I get out there doing POTA work, I try to experiment around with a variety of things.
Yeah, Roger that. That's me. That, and I love just tinkering, making antennas. I hadn't made anything for like VHF or UHF, nothing like that. Which I got a friend of mine. He's made a 6-meter version of that, which you can make one that covers just about all the bands. You need a coil for 40, but I've got an idea. I'm gonna try to take my vertical and then move it over a few inches and bring it back down. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm going to try it. Over.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, do that. That'll be good. I got a 40-meter coil I take with me on the POTA trips, and usually I tell you the truth, I just use my long steel whip, tune up 80 all day long.
Hey Roger, you put any elevated verticals or radials on it?
Yeah, man, we put radials on it. Shoot, that's another thing I experiment with radials. I've come to almost believe the more wire you put in the grass, the better off you are, and they don't have to be. I keep them into. I think I cut my last bunch of radials. I got about 15 of them out there at about 2 meters.
Got you there. I don't remember my measurements. It's around 16 foot, maybe a little shy, maybe a little over. And I used 2 of them for 20 meters. I used 2 of them elevated about 4. Well, they start out at about 5 foot and they droop to about 3. Over.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I've done that too. I just use some long wires. I've got to go experiment with an elevated radio, and a lot of people are having really good luck with that. But I just put those little old short 2-meter radios. I got 15 of them clumped up in 3 different bunches, put it out there, and then I've had really good luck with the Faraday cloth. Put the Faraday cloth or screen wire started with, and that works good.
Yeah, I've heard people do really good with that. What they call that, the magic carpet. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I've kind of thought about wanting to try it myself.
Well, I tell you what, it works. Absolutely works. And don't ask me what the physics are, because I don't know, but I do know it'll get out there and grab them every now and then.
Hey, Roger that. Well, Bud, I appreciate you coming to the call, and looks like it's the first time we worked, so it's really cool to get you in the log. And if you got a good email address in QRZ, I'll shoot you a card, Roger.
Roger. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, good talking to you, and look forward to seeing you somewhere down the band.
Yeah, man, hopefully we get to do it under better conditions, although that radio's sounding good. Check that thing out on my channel, man. You'll hear what it sounds like. 73s, my friend.
73s to you, and I'll check you out. TQ4PWL, we're standing by.
KJ5, GVQ, the Raw Ham calling CQ.
Oscar 4, Yankee Zulu Echo.
All right, I think I doubled with a Yankee Zulu X-ray.
Kilo Oscar 4, Yankee Zulu Echo.
All right, Kilo Oscar 4, Yankee Zulu Echo. QSL?
Roger.
Man, looks like we've worked a couple of times. That's a neat little setup you got there with your 3 screens there in your shack. Over.
Well, it's taking me a little bit, about a year and a half to get things good.
You kind of faded on me. I had you about a 5.5, so I'm going to give you a 5.5. How copied me?
I got you to 5.7 on the mobile in North Carolina.
Copy to 5.7. I didn't realize you was on a mobile. That's pretty amazing there. You motoring around North Carolina?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Roger that. Well, I got you. I'm live streaming this on YouTube. This will be our third contact, but I do appreciate you coming to the call, bud.
Yes, sir. Have a good night and enjoy your time on the radio in 73.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's getting me away from all day of work, so I guess I'll have to get after it again tomorrow. 73 is my friend. Maybe we'll catch you next time under some better band conditions. Appreciate you coming to the call.
73.
This is KJ5 GVQ to Raw Ham, calling CQ20 and listening.
Kilo India 4 Sierra Papa Oscar Mobile.
All right, Kilo India 4 Sierra Papa Oscar Stroke Mobile, right?
Roger, Roger. Hey, good evening. The name here is Paul, Papa Alpha Uniform Lima, Paul, and I'm located on Oak Island, North Carolina. Your beautiful 5.9 signal coming in here to the southeastern corner of the state of North Carolina. How am I getting out to your QTH?
Oh, man, I got you about 5 over here in Chandler, Oklahoma. That's a sharp-looking bike you got there. Man, that's beautiful backdrop with the mountains over.
Roger that. Very good. Well, I'm glad the mobile's getting out. Maybe there's some hope here. I'm hoping to play some radio here in the next couple of weeks, and I'm hoping the band's pick up and get a little bit better. But your song is fantastic, so that's a good sign. Well, I hear others are out there trying to get a hold of you, but I really appreciate you taking my call, and I hope to talk a little later on down the log. This is Kilo India 4 Sierra Papa Oscar in the mobile.
Roger that, bud. Well, I don't know if you heard, but I've got us streaming live on YouTube, so if you want to hear what you sounded like on my end, you're at the hour and 1 minute mark. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Sounds good. So, hey, thank you again for picking me up. Sure do appreciate it.
Roger, Roger, my friend. Stay safe out there. 73. This is Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Victor Quebec, CQ on 20 and listening.
November 1, Sierra Echo Bravo. November 1, Sierra.
I hear a November 1 Sierra Echo Bravo, I believe he said. You kind of down in the noise. Maybe about a 4-4, over.
Roger that. I got you a 5.6, 5.7.
Roger, Roger. I copied a 5.6, 5.7. I'll put 5.6 in the log. That's what's that monster catfish you holding? I think you said that was the first one of the year. Roger that, bud. Man, I tell you, I hadn't had the boat in the water in, golly, I don't know. I need to get out there and get my lake permits and get back to it, over.
Roger that. We always love to
Shane, you're fading on me, bud. I'm about to lose you, and I don't want to lose you without saying 73. So maybe we ought to cut it short. It's the first time I got you in the log, and maybe we can do it under better conditions next time. Roger?
Roger that. Thank you for picking me up.
Roger that, my friend. 73s, be safe out there, and if you got a good email in QRZ, I'll shoot you a card. All right, this is Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Victor Quebec, the Raw Ham, calling CQ on 20 and listening. CQ20, KJ5, GVQ, calling CQ and listening.
Whiskey 1, Delta Foxtrot Bravo.
Whiskey 1, Delta Foxtrot Bravo. Man, booming in here. QSL?
I appreciate that. I was only hitting you with 30 watts initially. I was on standby. So the amp is on, and I'm doing about 400 watts right now. And you're doing a 5.9 plus 10 up here in Vail, Arizona, so you have a bodacious signal yourself.
Roger that. Well, man, if you hit me at 30 watts, right now you're a good 10 over. Over.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I just put a new Delta loop up a couple days ago. I'm not real happy where I'm feeding it. I'm going to go back to my Sky Loop, a 40-meter Sky Loop. But yeah, I like to play with antennas all when I can. It's over 100 degrees out here still, so I'm going to do things early in the morning now. Hi.
Yeah, I can understand that. We got over 90 here today, and I got grass that should have been cut, but it's just too hot. Yeah, I know what you're saying. And I love to dabble with some antennas. I'm running a homebrew fan dipole with the apex right at 50 feet with all the elements pulled in different directions. Over.
Oh, God, you're making me jealous. I'm in an HOA, so I have to do everything hidden. My antenna's only 10 feet from the ground, so a bunch of wire 10 feet from the ground, and that was the same way with my Sky Loop, 10 feet in the air. And it's pretty pathetic, but I got about 3,200 foot elevation where I am right now, so that helps. But when I came from Massachusetts, I had a 50-foot tower and a 3-element step-IR and talk to the world. Just on 100 watts. I moved out here. I had to get the amplifier just to compete with the rest of the country. Back to you.
Yeah, roger that. Well, can you sneak a little vertical in the back?
Again, it'll be like 10 feet in the air. And you can keep the owners right around on their horses and try to look in people's backyards to see who's violating their rules. So, yeah, with the wire, they can't see it too well. They just see some poles, but I've got them camouflaged. But, one of these days I will just say, the heck with it. I'm doing what I want, but I haven't quite got there yet.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I grew up on a barrier island south of Mobile, and the whole place was under an HOA, and I couldn't stand it. Which, hey, they do a good thing. Like I said, my yard needs to be cut, and I ain't cutting it, and I ain't got nobody going to tell me I need to cut it. And if somebody did tell me I needed to cut it, I'd tell them, well, they got a lawnmower, get after it. Just do it while I ain't home, because I don't want to hear it. Over.
Yeah, back in Massachusetts, there's no such thing as HOAs. My son lives in New Hampshire. The license plate is live free or die. Then I come to Arizona, and everything is HOAs. And it's like this just goes against my way I was brought up. Hey, my name is Don, by the way, Delta Oscar November. Who are you?
Yeah, I got you there, Don. Name's Richie. Yeah, it really is Richard, but I go by Richie, Richard, all kind of, it don't matter. Just don't call me late for supper. Over.
Yeah, well, we're 3 hours ahead of you guys, so I've just had mine. It's, someplace, what time is it now? 5:37, 5:30 something, if I can believe my clock here. Yeah, I've been having troubles with this. I had my, I had that 40-meter up. I moved the shack to the other end of the house and put the ladder line up on my roof to get across it, and had it stand off and stuff like that would stand off, so it wasn't near anything, but started throwing RF on myself. So, yeah, we're back over here to the old shack. Had to drill a hole through the stucco. I just stuccoed the holes, and I had to drill another hole, and I got one hole on the other side of the house to fill. But I'm going back to my 40-meter, and that gives me more capabilities on all my frequencies. Right now, I'm basically stuck on 20. So back over to you, Richie.
I hear you, man. Well, I've been wanting to build me a Delta loop. I don't know what, but you're kind of making me feel good talking about yours 10 foot off the ground. Because with all the material I got, I can easily get it 20. I'd like to get it about 30, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that swing. Over.
Oh, yeah. This 20 meters, only, 71 feet of wire fed with ladder line, and the last 22 feet coming into the house is max 400 good heavy coax. It doesn't bend at all, and going through a balun, of course, and 4-to-1 balun. But yeah, no, they're good. They're really good at NVIS and stuff like that. I get a good takeoff. Actually, with my 40 meter, I hit Japan the other day and stuff like that. So I get all over with the 40 meter. This is very directional. You got to pay attention to which way you aim it and which way you feed it from, because you get horizontal polarization or vertical polarization, and especially on 20, you get some crazy radiation patterns. Unlike a 40 or an 80, this more stable. So there's a few reasons I'm not happy with the Delta loop. Back over to you, Richie. This is W1DFB.
Yeah, roger that, man. I don't know. I'm thinking on doing a Delta in a horizontal plane. I don't know. We're just going to see. I've got some more tower I need to get put up. I've got all kind of ideas. Just got to see how it all pans out.
Yep. That's the beauty about this hall. Yeah, I tell people it combines my electrical and mechanical abilities. So I love it. As I tell you, next time you talk to me, you're guaranteed it will be a different antenna. I'm always chopping and changing.
I hear you. Well, I'm an old elevator man, so I always mix elevator parts in with mine. A lot of times I'll use door gibs for insulators for my wire there, Roger.
Oh yeah. I use the plexiglass or whatever I got handy right now. I'm just using a little tie off. So the electrical, you can put a screw through it and you can screw it down and pass a wire through a little loop. That's all I'm using. Go piece of string and that little loop, and that's all I'm using right now.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I tell you, when I first thought about getting into hobby, and once I got to where I passed my general, I'm thinking, man, I got to buy this, I got to buy that, and didn't realize. And then I learned a lot along the way. It don't take nothing special.
No, not at all. Yes, same thing happened to me when I first became a ham. I was talking to some of the older guys, and they just had wire antennas up, and I'm like, man, you guys are behind the times. Get a step-IR or something like that, which I did, and then I found out that we had an ice storm in Massachusetts one day, and one side of my elements was facing the sun, and the other one was in the shade, and the whole thing just rotated on me because the sun melted this ice on one side. It just rotated on the boom because I didn't super tighten it, and plus you had the coefficient of expansion of aluminum, which it shrunk in the cold. So I had to drop a thing down and fix it. Then I had a rotor go bad. I had to fix that. So it's like, you know what? Beams are fun, but especially out here, we're so windy today. With a 30 or 40 mile an hour gust of wind is not. It's just typical out here. So I wouldn't want to have a big beam 50 feet up. No. Back over here, Richie.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and that's one of the reasons why I pulled my elements in different directions to kind of make like some guy wires for the top of my mast. Well, Bud, I'm gonna have to cut it short. I got the YL's or the XYL. That just don't seem right to say that. She's calling me in there. I need to see what's going on, and really don't want to stop the stream, but I need to see what's going on and kind of go from there. Roger?
Yeah, yep. I just got a phone call. My wife brought the phone in, so I got to call that person back. But Rich, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully that we connect again. And so this is W1DFB. So KJ, let's see if I get your call.
Yes, Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Victor Quebec. And like I say, check out my YouTube channel and you'll hear what you sounding like on my end, Roger.
KJ5, Golf Victor Quebec, Whiskey 1 Delta Fox Bravo.
All right, bud, 73s. We'll catch you next time. KJ5, GVQ, clear.
Okay, yeah, my radio shut itself off for some reason. W1DFB clear.
KJ5 GVQ calling CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Kilo Juliet 5 Golf Victor Quebec calling CQ on 20 and listening. All right, negative contact. Looks like a good place to stop this stream.
All right, y'all. Everybody listen again. Appreciate it. I didn't have the chat on. I see it jumped in. I didn't realize it. A couple others in there. Anyway, appreciate you following up and give us a buzz. 73.